What's up YouTube, Capital G here, giving you guys a full breakdown of the Soul Fusion booster sets. We know every single card that is in this set, and we're going to talk about it in this video. We know not just the TCG exclusives, we know the OCG imports, and we know the rarities of everything in this set. At this point, I think the only thing that we don't know are the pull ratios, but I'm sure that those will be also revealed within, a couple of weeks or so. But let's go ahead and talk about Soul Fusion because we are about a week from this set coming out, and I actually think with the revelations of the TCG exclusives and the OCG imports, Soul Fusion looks like an incredibly good set in my opinion. Obviously people are anticipating this because we got Thunder Dragons, we got new Gravekeeper support, Salaman Greats are coming out, the Orcust archetype, which it was originally the Orphagel in the OCG, that's the renaming, so it definitely looks pretty good. For starters, I have to say, one of the highlights in this set are the OCG imports. I mean, some of them like, Fluffle Patchwork probably won't see that much play, but we all know that players have been waiting for Fight for Patchwork for a very, very long time. This is an absolute 3 of in the Fluffle deck, and I think that it's going to be one of the most in-demand rares of this entire set. Probably the most in-demand rare. We also got some really good DDD support, both of them being fusions. I think that DDD Flame High King Genghis will definitely be a card that DDD players want. You see, oh my goodness, I'm forgetting the name of this deck. Melodious are getting a huge boost with Ostinato. Not only a 1-card fusion, but then actually turns into other monsters during the imp phase. Really nice. And then we have kind of this new Predaplant card. It's not new for OCG players, but for us in the TCG, obviously it's new. Predaplant, Dragostopia, and this card is incredibly good. As I said in my earlier video, I did run it in Lunalights, and yeah, if I was playing Lunalights right now, I think I would run one random copy of this because it is a card that you can easily summon in the deck. So the OCG imports are incredibly good, and actually, I don't think any of them are actually in holo form, which is really interesting. Like every single one of those cards is either like a common or a rare. I know the DDD cards are commons. Fight for Patchwork is actually a rare. In fact, oh man, I wish I had already looked up the Predaplant Dragostopia, because I was hoping that would be like an ultra rare, but I actually don't believe it is. Oh, here it is. It's a common. Wow. Yes, so many of these OCG imports are super low rarity, but I do have some very bad news, and I think that this is going to frustrate a lot of people because, oh man, this actually makes me quite sad to say this, but if you guys were expecting Thunder Dragons to be a budget deck, I'm not sure that it's going to be. Konami just gave this archetype the absolute work when it comes to these rarities. So for starters, both of the fusion monsters are secret rare. You can see right here, and I'm gonna just go on the OCG names. You can see the Thunder End Dragon and then the Thunder or the Super Bolt Thunder Dragon. They're both secret rares, and the thing is, you run multiple copies of both of them in your extra deck. Not only are you running both of them, but I believe the ratio was like 3-2. You run like 3 Super Bolts and like 2 copies of like Thunder End, but yeah, unfortunately they are both secret rares. And then on top of that, I was like, okay, well, I guess I could have maybe expected that. When you look at the ultra rares, there are 4 freaking ultra rares for Thunder Dragons. Bolt Thunder Dragon is an ultra rare, Bestial, Avian, and Thunder Dragon Fusion. Konami went freaking nuts with this. So we're already talking about, and all of those cards are like 3s and 2s in the deck. You're talking about needing to pick up both of the fusions, and they're obviously secret rare, so they're gonna be kind of expensive. But then on top of that, you gotta get 1, 2, 3, 4 ultra rares. And actually Konami didn't just stop there either. Like Aeon Thunder Dragon, this is a card that I think you can actually get away with not running, or it's maybe just a 1 of, but that's actually a super rare as well. So almost everything in the entire Thunder Dragon archetype, like almost all of the supports, is actually holo and not just like super rare. I mean, me personally, if you would have given me guesses, I would have thought that the 2 fusions, well, I guess their names in the TCG are Thunder Dragon Colossus and Thunder Dragon Titan. I'm guessing that Titan is probably Super Bolt, and the really big guy is probably Colossus. I would have expected those 2 to be ultra rares, and then I probably would have thought maybe Thunder Dragon Fusion was a secret rare because that is one of the best cards. But I think Konami realizes that Thunder Dragons are probably the most anticipated thing to come out of this this set, which is just, it's interesting. Also, we see that Konami is they're continuing this super high printing of the Danger archetype. I'm not sure if that's the right way to structure Danger, where like every single one of the cards is like a fucking secret rare or a super rare or something like that. But we see Danger Thunderbird. That's the card that pops to face downs. That's actually a secret rare. There's a new Danger monster, and by the way, I will talk about the new Dangers and the new Noble Knights. I'll talk about those on Saturday, so you know, if you guys want to know what those do, just come back. But there's another Danger monster whose name I'm not going to try to pronounce here because I'm going to butcher it. I don't want to restart this video, but that's also a secret rare as well. Are there any Danger? Yeah, there are. Danger Response Team. From what I've seen, this card's actually really good. I believe that I read this card a couple of times, and I think that it's good because I believe it puts itself at the bottom of the deck, and you get to draw a card by discarding a card, and you can trigger your Danger effects. That's an ultra rare, and then there are actually some Danger super rares. Now, one of the things that I found to be very interesting about Soul Fusion is, you guys know how in the TCG we get we get 2 TCG exclusive archetypes at the same time, and usually they run for like, I believe it's 4 sets. I could be wrong about that. Don't quote me. It's either 3 or 4 sets, but I believe the TCG exclusives, we get them in pairs, and they usually run for like 4 sets. They get, a lot of times like 4 cards in each set, and we have a Spiral, and then we'll have like a Cosmo and a UA and an FA and a Vendread or whatever. And Konami usually runs 2 of them at a time. And then we just recently got Danger, and it was like, okay, that's cool. But what was going to be the other like TCG exclusive archetype? And it's really weird because it seems like Konami is bringing Noble Knights back. I'm not talking about just like random Noble Knight, one piece of support. We have like 4 or 5 new Noble Knight cards in this set. Now, some of them are like ultra rare, and again, I'll talk about those in another video, but I think it's really interesting that Konami is like, yeah, we're just gonna re-up on Noble Knights. I don't know if it has to do with the fact that they've seen that Isolde is maybe the best card in Yu-Gi-Oh! And that influenced them, but it's really interesting that Konami is just like bringing that archetype up, or I guess trying to revive it. When we look at some of the other rarities, you see that some of the anime archetypes actually were not the focus of this set at all. I think that that's really cool, and that's something that to me kind of feels unique when you look at Soul Fusion. So look at a lot of the high rarity cards, right? You look right here for the secret rares, a lot of them are Thunder Dragons and Danger cards. One of the Orcus cards, the really big boss monster, he is a secret rare. You look at the ultra rares, and a ton of Thunder Dragon stuff. We have Galaxy Eye Soul Flare Dragon. Okay, that's technically like an anime card. More Dangers, some Noble Knight cards, but you don't really see the new anime archetypes being, they're not being like rarity bumped, and that's just really weird because if you look at like Circuit Break, right? When you look at Circuit Break, what were the anime archetypes that were, launched in Circuit Break? You had the Rockets for Revolver, and then you had Ghost Girls Altergeist, and Altergeist launched with like 3 ultra rares in that set. I mean, Prime Banshee shouldn't have been an ultra rare because that card's garbage, but it was the boss monster for the deck at the time. Rockets launched with a bunch of ultra rares and some secrets, so it's really weird to see like Salamangreats and Dino Wrestlers. Both of these archetypes are premiering in Soul Fusion, and like every single one of their cards is like fucking common. I mean, there is Salamangreat Heat Leo is actually just a rare, and this is supposed to be the Link boss monster for Soul Burner as a character. Like, I am shocked that that card wasn't just randomly an ultra rare. I know that it is going to be in its structure deck. I'll talk about that in another video, but I am actually shocked, and I will say that I think that there is a super impactful diamond in the rough tier. This card, Dino Wrestler Pankatrops. I will make a whole video about this card, but a lot of people were keeping their eyes on this because some people thought that it could be as high as an ultra rare because it actually is low-key one of the best cards in the entire set. Tons of players in the OCG actually side deck the card, and it's only actually just a common. So I thought that that was really interesting, the fact that Konami didn't inherently just give all the high rarity spots, the secret rares and the ultra rares, to anime decks. To me, it actually feels like Konami focused way more on Danger, Noble Knights, and especially Thunder Dragons. Thunder Dragons having so many high rarity cards. I actually think if Konami was going to do this, where they weren't going to just, inherently give a whole bunch of spots to anime cards, and they were just going to rarity bump the cards that they really knew people were wanting, I actually feel like Fight for Patchwork should have been a secret rare in that case, because I mean, honestly, when you look at Dangers, do Dangers still need, I know that it's only their second set, but do Dangers still really need to have all their monsters and all of their new cards come out and, you know, higher rarity? When you look at something like Kaijus, although it's kind of hard to, I guess, compare because Kaijus are not really like a full-on deck, or at least people never really ran them as a deck, more as an engine. But when you look at like Kaijus, all them fucking cards came out as like, you know, just rares. And when you look at like, you know, Ultra Athletes or Formula Athletes, like we've had a lot of TCG exclusive archetypes in the past where a lot of the cards were very low rarity, and it seems like Konami is kind of going out of their way with Danger to kind of make sure that a lot of the Danger chase cards or a lot of the Danger cards are like secret rare. I mean, I don't know. I feel like some of these cards, you know, like Fight for Patchwork, we know people are going to go bananas over that. That probably should have been maybe like an ultra rare. And again, I kind of feel like Dino Wrestler Prankatrops could have been, that card really could have been a secret rare. It's so good, man. I can't wait to do that video. But whatever you guys think, leave it in the comment section below. You can find us information not just on Facebook. This was posted by Silver Cards, but it's also on YG Organization, so I have a link to their website as well. Whatever you guys think, leave it in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already, and turn on that notification bell for daily videos.